a mini workshop that is based on a documentary that is called The Rise of Eve. And the director and producer of the documentary is Elle Berner.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me.
And I'll read her bio, the little clip of her bio, before she presents. But she has been involved in the hip hop industry for quite some time and has quite a profound perspective on misogyny and how it is perpetuated in our communities. And you'll see through the documentary that she interacts with everyday people to get their perspectives, so that it's an opportunity to hear some real talk about the topic. And so it will be the first of a series of workshops that those who can decide to continue on with this effort will be participating in them. And what our hope is that you will that we'll get a group of those folk that want to be trained to be facilitators, and then we want to run the series again on campus so that we can invite a larger group of students to be able to participate.
You guys on a HBCU campus, and again, that is such an honor. We need to put a special focus on misogyny, what happens in our urban community, words that are used that seem specific and mentalities that are specific to our culture. So without any further ado, I'm going to play an old hip hop song, which in my opinion is heart-wrenching, with a banging beat, and that's how they get you. But this is this. Y'all remember this? Don't tell me I'm so old that this is not. Raise your hand if you remember this. All right. When the refrain comes, I want y'all to repeat it with me. No judgment here. Right after this, you must do. Listen up. I see you. Yeah, come on. To the wall. What is that? To the sweat drop down my butt. Till all these people come. What did he say? All right, let's just stop right there. Does anybody even realize what he's saying? Do you guys know the lyrics to this song?
Yeah.
Who knows the lyrics?
I don't know all of them, but I know that part, and that would make sense why you did it, because I look, he did the same thing hearing the words, like listening to the words. I was like, wait, what?
Right. So can you repeat it? You can bleep out where you're not comfortable. To the window,
To the wall.
I love it. I love the respect here. Everybody's gonna pause on that one. I'm not gonna say it. Let her say it. Till the sweat drop down my
Balls.
Till all these. Yeah, depending on the version that you hear, if it's playing on the radio, it might be bleeped. If you see it on the video on MTV, it says the B word. Till all these bees crawl. This is the worst part. And we're all young adults here. The whole skeet. I don't know if you understand what that is a colloquialism for, but that's where it really hurt my feelings. Does anyone even understand that colloquialism? No. Raise your hand if you do. Okay. Yeah, that's right. That's talking about a sexual act. It's a disrespectful woman, and it was enacted in the video, or it was depicted in the video. And I sat there and I thought, why? I thought the song was mean-spirited. I thought it was disrespectful, and I looked at their faces and they were smiling and they were laughing. I was like, why are they taking such sadistic pleasure at the concept of degrading women? And I think right then and there is when I decided something needed to happen, something needed to change in the mentality. And this is what I hope that we can create here today with this program, which is called Rise Up, Wise Up. It is working congruently, exactly with the film, The Rise of Eve. I had the pleasure of getting a theatrical release in New York. We did a whole red carpet premiere and everything. It was a great experience. A lot of people that are in the film are survivors. Again, trigger warning. It's probably one of the most shocking things that you'll ever see, because I did this film before surviving R. Kelly, which was probably one of the first times we saw that level of transparency, and it shocked us. So I was doing it before that, and I was getting attacked when I was just going around in the public and trying to get people to participate. And people were saying to me, well, why are you talking about men? Why are you attacking men? It has nothing to do that'll be part of the other curriculum. It's something I like to do for icebreaker, to have you guys jump in and out. But we're gonna go right into the film, right now. But, as I was saying, the purpose of this film is to get you guys involved, to get you guys to understand that we all need to work together for accountability. Because what's missing in our culture, and this is my personal philosophy, is we have this, free my ninja mentality. It doesn't matter if you know that your boy was involved in a shooting and a 6-year-old was able. For some reason, the culture says free my this, free my that, and that's all we say is free, free, free. But why? Why would we want to do that? Why do we support criminality in our own community? It's a destruction to our own community. It's the same way with sexual assault. So when a woman is assaulted, people want to know, why was she there? What was she wearing? She's trying to get a payday if it's a celebrity. That basically means that sexual assault doesn't exist. If you take all these excuses and rationale, you're eliminating the actual presence and existence of sexual assault. Because when I'm talking to people, I'm constantly hearing them saying, nah, I don't believe that, I don't believe that. And I'm like, well, do you believe rape and sexual assault exists at all? And if they said, well, yeah, of course, and I said, well, then that's what I'm talking about. That's what we're here to discuss. We're not gonna talk about the assault that didn't happen, or the rape, the alley where there wasn't a rape. We're gonna talk about the alley where there was a rape, because what's productive about speaking about it any other way. So I want to ask, this young lady said she would assist me. I'm sorry, tell me your name again.
Samara.
Samara. That's beautiful. Samara, could you come on up and help me with some of these words?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, my assistant, Samara. So my hope is that when we continue this curriculum, that I'll have student facilitators with me each time, and they'll learn the curriculum with me, and they'll be able to go back and forth. The curriculum consists of a lot of interaction directly with the film, Q&A, skits. So it's all of these interviews happen in real time. Some of them are in the studio setting, but a lot of them are on the street. And don't be offended, I didn't mince anyone's words. So you'll hear guys saying whatever they feel about women, and I wanted it to be in the documentary so we could understand what we're dealing with, and then we could have these realistic discussions. So I think that I learned a lot while I was working on it myself. I learned a lot about myself. I learned as Trinity discussed and Kim was pointing out, I learned that I had been sexually assaulted without ever knowing, because I didn't know what the boundaries were. I didn't know what was considered. I didn't know that when I went on dates when I was 18, 20, if I didn't stop at a certain point, I just thought that was a bad date. I didn't even know that was a crime. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to place it. I just know I felt icky. I would go shower, and I never discussed it again. It was literally in the last 10 years that I started to realize that I didn't even understand the definition. So we definitely need to educate people on what coercion is. Mm-hmm. You know, we stop right there. You don't have the right to touch and push beyond someone to know, or lack of comfort, or even their body language. When we start understanding that, that's when we'll start improving as a society, because we tend to think it's cute. We even look at like old sitcoms where that's depicted as funny. Chasing the girl around the desk, or pulling her, saying, come on, and making kissy faces. That's all coercion, and we know that now. This is a crime now. So we just need to keep talking about this and making sure that we understand that it's cool to say, bro, don't do that. You need to think about what you're doing. You know, I want men educating men. I want females to stop self-blaming. I want everybody to stop victim blaming. And Rise Up, Wise Up curriculum is the objective and the vehicle that I hope to use that. So, Samira, I have 3 boards here. I want to pull this first one down. Could you read that for us? Oh, you can see.
The purpose of Rise Up, Wise Up is to engage participants in dialogue and role play to raise awareness of gender-based issues women face, to promote empathy, and develop solutions among males and females.
So now one of the types of media that I started to study when I was doing the Rise of Eve was, of course, social media. And I came to realize maybe it's an algorithm because I was clicking on stuff so I see more of it, but I didn't know how much vitriol there was out there. You have your people like Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels, regardless of how you may feel about them, I think that their input is destructive and not constructive. I think that some of the things and the points that they made can be stated without being so hurtful. And that's where I have the issue, is that you can tell that it's meant to be hurtful and degrading. And there are posts that come down my timeline every day that look just like this one. Could you remove that? For no reason. This is directed at women. It says, just because your butt big don't mean you fine. It's a lot of thick gorillas running around here. Why? Do you know that when I open up my phone and I see something like that, I respect that because we have to have celebrity because it's so ignorant that it's funny, you know? And the sad thing is it is funny, so then it makes you want to laugh. But the laughter doesn't mean we have to forget, you know, what is at the core of that, so that's misogyny and ingrained hatred of women. I see at least 10 posts like this every day. I'm just scrolling and I just stop and I go, God, do men hate me? I've asked myself that. I didn't feel like that in the 80s and the 90s. Our songs was like honey. It was like they were calling us honeys. That was like the catchword in the 90s. And it's like by the late 90s we was hoes. They dropped a couple of letters off of it. You know what I mean? I prefer the sweet talk, but it just doesn't exist anymore. But this is the type of vitriol that I would like to address. I would like to get underneath of that mentality and let guys know that that's not cool. You're talking about your mother, your brother, your sister, your auntie, your own girlfriend. You have to think of it that way. I think a lot of times when guys are thinking about the vitriol or resentment that they have against women, they're thinking about relationships or their boys' relationships or whatever they heard about their boy and child. She taking me for child support, so they get together and they create this culture. And they're just speaking what becomes like persecution and vitriol instead of talking about solutions or trying to find accountability. Maybe your boy really isn't paying child support, and that's not okay. And maybe she's taking him because she has to, because the state won't give her benefits if she doesn't name the father. A lot of people don't realize that that's a fact. You cannot have an unnamed father because they don't know who they're getting their money back. Just things like that to educate us. So without further ado, I want to play some of the movie.